Today, heaven on earth continues to burn in hell as the world silently mutes wailing voices and blindly watches illegal occupation in the 21st century. I know your burning questions are to find out where is this place and who is doing this, what exactly is going on, and how you can help. Stay tuned to find out more. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all my fellow global citizens. I welcome you to Ash Talks during the digital age, where I can easily communicate my message to you throughout multiple platforms on social media, where I can freely express my thoughts with you all and where I can openly share my feelings without being oppressed. Unfortunately, this is not the case for 8 million people under siege for the last 6 months. 8 million people are living under a telecommunications blackout, which means they have no access to the outside world through any means of technology. This means they cannot communicate with their loved ones. They cannot call one another, even living within the same vicinity of each other. They cannot call for any medical help in case of an emergency. This also means that businesses cannot be conducted as usual because a forcefully imposed curfew is placed upon them, which is limiting their abilities to purchase even basic necessities like food, water, medical supplies, etc. Imagine if you, for a day or a week, couldn't contact your loved ones, didn't have access to a mobile or smartphone, couldn't be on the internet or Wi-Fi, couldn't check in with the world on social media. What would you do? What if you were limited to accessing groceries due to a curfew, knowing that if you stayed out for longer than that curfew, you could be victimized through hate and torture, and worse yet, you could even go through rape? What would you do? Imagine through all of those atrocities and brutalities, no one was listening when you were screaming. My fellow global citizens, this is real. We are witnessing a grave human rights violation occurring through siege and oppression for the last 184 days in the most highly, densely militarized region of the world. And you know what? We are equal culprits of this international crime if we do not raise our voices against these inhumane acts of brutality and atrocities taking place around the world. As a human being, we have all inherited basic human rights and freedoms from birth until death, no matter where we are living on earth. Regardless of race, sex, nationality, ethnicity, language, creed, class, or any other status, we are entitled to all of these basic human rights. These basic human rights revolve around values and moral principles, which help individuals, communities, and nations to develop, allowing all people inhabiting the world to live with dignity, respect, equality, justice, peace, and more. Much of these human rights, codes of conduct, moral compasses, and responsibilities are derived from ancient traditions, societies, and religions, including the Golden Rule, the Hindu Vedas, the Babylonian Code of Hammurabi, the Bible, the Quran, the Analects of Confucius, the Inca and Aztec codes, the Native American Iroquois Constitution. For some, you might be familiar with Magna Carta, or the French Declaration on Human Rights of Man and Citizen, or the United States Constitution and Bill of Rights. According to international law, every human being has the right to live in a free and fair world, where we can enjoy our basic human rights and freedoms. But unfortunately, I'd like to reiterate here again that 8 million people are living in the worst imaginable conditions on earth, where their human rights are not being given to them. Therefore, my fellow global citizens, we have a grave responsibility, a duty upon our shoulders to protect their human rights and freedoms as we are entitled to have. In observance of Kashmir Solidarity Day, a day when protests of all fashions take place, from forming human chains to leading public processions, from hosting workshops and seminars to holding closed-door meetings and sessions, from addressing nations to demanding self-determination. We stand firmly with Pakistanis in their solidarity and unwavering support for the Kashmiris' right to plebiscite in Indian-occupied Jammu and Kashmir. And we spread the message of one voice, one right, plebiscite, plebiscite. I hope you will participate in this shared responsibility of hoisting the flag of equal human rights for all who are oppressed or under siege. Please share, like, subscribe, email, comment, message, and follow to keep the momentum going and to stay connected on this global issue and much, much more. I thank you.